Hey everybody, Chris here, and welcome to the first ever episode of Outside the Pages. This is basically going to be a show where I talk, or a series actually, not a show series, same thing, where I talk about everything except comic books. This is basically my life outside of comic reviewing and reading comics and talking about comics. To show you guys that we're all not robots out there that do comic reviews, and I've always had a thing for vlogging, especially after Brooklyn Boys. You know, Brooklyn Boys originally started where we started all the vlogging. So take your time out, relax, going outside the pages and take a step into my world. So this is Outside the Pages. Basically, this is going to be a new series on my channel where I basically talk about anything but comic books. This is like more along the lines of behind the scenes, like what we're doing, you know, outside of the comic book world. Because on Saturdays before we start filming, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. As you see, we changed venues. Before we were at the Bay. We were trying to go to the beach. Unfortunately, the beach was closed, so we didn't get to film at the beach. So we're back here instead. So really what it's going to be is probably I'm going to shoot them on Saturday, maybe different times during the week, but there'll probably only be one episode a week. And it'll be anything outside of comic books, anything that like I'm up to, anything I'm doing. We tried this vlog a long time ago on Brooklyn Boys, and unfortunately we just decided to stop it. We just didn't want to, we were so busy doing skits and whatnot that it was cutting too much into the skits, and honestly I don't know why we stopped it. It just happened that way. So now my Saturday mornings, most of the time I'm out doing something. So basically we'll be taking the camera with us wherever we go and maybe do a couple minutes worth of what we're doing, just chilling, hanging out, relaxing, whatever, and just let the video go the way it is. Yeah, normally I would post this on Brooklyn Boys, but because I know a lot of you guys are messaging me saying, you know, what else? I mean, because I've been reviewing figures now, I've been reviewing comic books since my site's been born. A lot of people have been saying, is Brooklyn Boys gone? Which Brooklyn Boys isn't gone. We've just been so caught up in college, especially when you're going for your bachelor's degree. It's a lot of classes, a lot of essays, a lot of homework, and then on top of doing reviews and everything else, it's just ridiculously hard to fit in skits, reviews, video game walkthroughs. That's why we gotta ration our time. And then also the uploader. We have Verizon DSL, and apparently that's one of the slower DSLs, and that's why it takes us a while to upload videos. So all this factors into less videos and us having to pick and choose what and where we upload. For example, we didn't upload the fourth chapter yet of Injustice. I'm probably gonna upload it today on Brooklyn Boys as we're shooting the videos for everybody else. It's just hard. So now I have more time. I have a video editing program. I have a bunch of other things, and the video editing program is connected to my channel, so I could upload straight to my channel from my video editing program, which is another reason why I want this to go on my channel. And also the main person that's going to be in these videos is me. This is basically me behind the scenes. I'm sure Mike will be in a few videos. Cindy definitely will be in a few videos, especially on Saturday, because she's the one that's out with me every Saturday. I'm sure Kev will show up in a couple of parts. And what it is, it's going to be bits and pieces of things, basically strung together and uploaded as one big video. It's like hanging out, just talking about stuff, talking about what's been going on. For example, what's been going on with my dog Cookie. A lot of people have been asking me about her. In January, she got very sick, and we took her to the vet at the beginning of February, and the vet diagnosed her with an acute case of it's a type of intestinal disease, and there is no cure for it. And hopefully I'm looking to start a fundraiser to for several things. I want to actually work on a couple of fundraisers, but one of them is to look into more research into animal diseases. This way things like this can be cured instead of stopped. Recently, we just went this past week, which was the last week of April, the last weekend of April, and the doctor has her highly medicated. She's on at least 5 different medications, and finally the medication's working and her body is working as normal as possible. She's not cured, but this medicine is making her body go back to the way it was. Without the medicine, she'd surely die, but with the medicine, she's okay. So as long as she's on the medicine, she'll be okay. the doctors give us anywhere from a couple of years to a year to a couple of months. It all depends on how well the medicine continues to work. So she's not cured, but at least the disease is under control. What was happening was her intestines weren't digesting anything, it was creating water, and her body was blowing up with water. And imagine, it was a huge stress on all of us in the house, because we all love my dog. My dog is like the baby of the family. So it was a huge stress on us for a good couple of months. And then recently, like I said, the medicine, we got a specific medicine that actually started to really work very well. And we were taking her to the vet every other week before that to get her water drained. Now she doesn't go to the vet anymore, thank you God. The medicine, knock wood, has been working really great. She's been healthy as can be on the medicine. So things are back to a norm. I apologize for the wind. Unfortunately, it's windy today. If it's very windy, I'll try to record in an indoors, but it's such a beautiful day out. It's finally spring. It's May. It's Free Comic Book Day, Christmas for all comic book collectors out there. And I'm sure all of you are enjoying and taking advantage of Free Comic Book Day at your local comic shop. Unfortunately, I don't have a local comic shop. Cindy's sick. Mike's not feeling good. Or Mike's okay, but in the end we ended up not going. But I did order on Midtown all my books. But I'll talk about this on Comics Point 3, which will either be uploaded before or after this video, depending on editing time. But we had a good time today. We went out, we went shopping, and Dunkin' Donuts, got some pizza. But once again, the camera, I didn't know where I wanted to record. This is the first episode, so I wanted to introduce it before actually going full out on an episode and start recording all different places. What's going to happen is you're going to see random conversations. If I'm with a group of people like Mike and Kev, you're going to be seeing random conversations between us. If I'm shopping, you'll be seeing whatever's going on while we're shopping. If we're at the beach, if the beach ever opens again, that'll be really fun. Just random talks here and there. I'm not gonna foresee more than one episode a week for now, but feedback is always a huge factor in telling me whether I should do more episodes or just stick to one a week. If I see it's not getting a huge feedback, I'm gonna see that basically one a week is more than enough for you guys. But if I see it's getting a huge feedback, then I'll know that, okay, you guys are enjoying it and you want to see. If you want to see more, just say I want to see more. Never be shy in the comments, never be shy in messages. If you want more, I mean, I can't promise you I'll give you more, but I try to do as best I can. And actually, there was a motorcycle. As of this week, actually, I am officially in training. We're going to be getting ready to start shooting Epic Story again. My writing is going to the test, but along with my writing also has to come my body, because this I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but in the summer, in the winter, you sit around a lot more than in the summer where you're out, you're more active. So in the winter, I definitely eat a little bit more, and I'm not doing as much, so I'm not active. So the body ends up gaining a little bit of weight. So I'm going to be in a strict program that I invented when we started shooting Epic Story. I'm putting myself back on that program for the next couple of months until we start shooting. When we start shooting, I loosen up a bit on the plan because we're shooting, so technically I'm still moving around and I'm still working out, but I'm putting myself on my strict plan again for Epic Story. Hopefully the recording will get more than just one more year out of it. However, it just depends, and that motorcycle is going to be circling around the block, I'll make you a bet. So I'm hoping that Epic Story will be good. I mean, it's not going to be it's going to be continuing forward, and it was a hell of a job to figure out how to move forward because we really did end it. So figuring a way to end it and continue forward was the biggest challenge. But the good news is I found a way around it that's going to involve a lot of touch and go, but once again, it's very easy to stick a plot hole somewhere and just continue on with it. But I'm not looking for a plot hole. I'm looking to cover all plot holes as we go. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. So we'll see. I'm still scripting the first couple of episodes. It's very hard to figure out how I'm going to figure about 12 episodes. I might actually have to cut it down to 8 long episodes. I don't even know. I don't even know. I want to just get into the series first, and then we'll go forward. You know, I remember when we shot the first couple of series, the first couple of seasons, we came up with episodes, like we came up with the title, and then as we moved forward, we came up with ideas for what's going to be in the next episode as we were shooting. So we'll see, and we are highly cut in staff. When we started Epic Story, we had a lot more people around than we do now. Unfortunately, we lost people to moving, we lost people to gaming, we lost a lot of people in general. So unfortunately, it is what it is. So especially the gaming one, that's very unfortunate, but that's beyond our control. There are certain situations with certain people that no matter what you say or do, that's the path they choose. And when it comes to people, you just got to let them choose their own path, and if their path ends up coming back to you at some point, that's great. If it doesn't, then you know what, that's great too, because there's, you know, life moves forward regardless. Believe me, ever since being on YouTube, I've crossed a lot of people's paths, and some people we stopped talking for a while and we've come back and we started talking again like old times, and other people decide to talk behind, you know, your back when you're not looking and divide up a community of people, but I'm not going to get into that either. But those people know who they are, and that's fine. I mean, you do your thing where you are, I do my thing where I am, and if that's the way you want it, that's the way it can stay. I hold no malice towards anybody on the internet. I don't believe I have any hard feelings towards anybody. I'm very open and very welcoming to anybody. I like, you know, talking with people. I've never caused an argument, and even if there's a disagreement, there's always something I work out around. So, yeah. But hopefully we'll get Epic Story starting to shoot soon. We have Ultimate Brawls coming back on Brooklyn Boys. For those of you that like gaming, we're going to be doing that soon. I'm hoping to save up enough money for a Wii U, because I hear a lot of big things are going to be coming out of the Wii U really soon. Sorry about that. There was something going on behind Cindy, and I actually wanted to stop the camera a minute because there was these loud people coming down the block, and I just wanted them to pass. They actually just passed, so that's why I kind of reached up and stopped the camera, but it started right up again once they passed. That's another thing. I've got to get used to shooting in public. I'm so used to shooting in private locations that your fingers, yeah. That
it's not on there.
Oh, I thought it was.
Oh.
I'm so used to shooting in private locations that having background noise is something brand new to me. So this is going to be an adventure for me as much as it's going to be an adventure for you guys to watch. Brooklyn is a beautiful place, and I travel around all over the place. We're planning the city for the summer. See what I mean? We're planning a lot of things this summer, so hopefully we'll have a lot to show you guys. This series will have a lot of content. When the winter comes around, I have no idea. Probably be more indoor episodes, but we're not going to think about the winter right now because we're still coming out of last year's winter, this year's winter, and we're going into next year's in a couple of months. I want to enjoy the summer. It's still a bit chilly out here, as a matter of fact, in the shade. But growing up, this was my spot. Growing up, I always liked sitting on my stoop. Can I have the camera a minute? I always had a beautiful view of the trees. Right now the tree is kind of still in bloom, so to speak. I love my trees. At night, this tree, that tree, and this little tree cause a shade effect. So when you're sitting here, all this up to about here where my finger is shaded, so you can see everything out here, but nothing, nobody can really see in unless they really look. But this is my favorite tree growing up. And there's Cindy.
Hello.
So yeah, and as you can see, there's like a little hole in the tree. When the moon is over there, you can see the moon right out in the middle over there. It's really nice. But unfortunately, this branch over here has grown out. If this branch, these few branches over here weren't here, this whole thing would be a gigantic hole right here, and you'd be able to see out. But new branches grow, so yeah, that's what happens. So this is one of my favorite spots. This is where I used to sit when I was a kid, and this is where I sit sometimes where I just want to sit, be quiet. Sometimes I'll lean my back up against here, bring my comic books down, read my comic books, and I used to do a lot down here. Unfortunately, as I got older, and in the past couple of years, I haven't spent enough time. Seriously, Win, could you just give me 5 more minutes before you decide to kick up?
That's a no.
Screw you, I'm gonna finish this anyway. So, so this is one of my favorite spots. I'll show you guys a lot of spots where I was growing up that were my favorite spots. Maybe I'll take the camera one day to work and show you guys what I do on my break. It's just, this is gonna be an open series. And anyway, I'm gonna cut it out here. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know things that you would like to possibly see on this series, because there's a lot that can happen. Don't request comics, because comics are in all of my other videos. For one video series, I would like to keep it more of a vlogging kind of series, because I actually did like to vlog a lot when we were on Brooklyn Boys, when we did the 360s, and ever since we stopped those, I kind of had a little bit of a withdrawal. So this is kind of my way of kind of compensating for the withdrawal of the Brooklyn Boys loss of the 360. So let me know things you'd like to see, things you'd like to hear discussed. I mean, this is basically going to be like a camera following me around in my everyday life, but not every day. Not every day. Probably just on the weekends. Most likely it's going to start on the weekends, and then we'll see as the week progresses if I'll do something else. But for now, that's it. Take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting, as always. That's my catchphrase no matter what video I'm in, and I will see you guys really soon in another video. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.